Selamun alaikum, dear friends, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to explore a beautiful concept within Islam, how to live in a way that makes us truly missed by those around us. It's all about leading a life filled with kindness, generosity and compassion. Let's dive into some inspiring stories and teachings that can help us leave a positive impact on the hearts of others. Stay with us. Generosity, giving from the heart. Generosity is a core value in Islam, deeply embedded in its teachings and practices. It is more than just the act of giving. It is about the intention and sincerity behind the act. Islam encourages believers to be generous not only with their wealth, but also with their time, knowledge, and kindness. Generosity is seen as a means of purifying one's soul, earning Allah's favor, and fostering a sense of community and solidarity. One of the most profound expressions of generosity in Islam is the act of charity, known as zakat. Zakat, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, requires Muslims to give a fixed portion of their wealth to those in need. This act of giving is not just a financial transaction, but a spiritual obligation that serves to remind Muslims of their responsibility towards their fellow human beings. By giving zakat, Muslims help to alleviate poverty and reduce social inequalities, promoting social justice and cohesion. In addition to zakat, Islam encourages voluntary charity, known as sadaqah. Sadaqah can be given at any time and in any amount, and it encompasses a wide range of acts, from monetary donations to simple acts of kindness, such as helping a neighbor or feeding the hungry. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Charity does not decrease wealth. No one forgives another except that Allah increases his honor, and no one humbles himself for the sake of Allah except that Allah raises his status." This hadith highlights the spiritual and moral benefits of generosity, emphasizing that true wealth is not diminished by giving, but is instead enhanced. Generosity in Islam also extends to the sharing of knowledge and wisdom. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized the importance of seeking and sharing knowledge, stating, "The best of you are those who learn the Quran and teach it." By sharing knowledge, Muslims contribute to the intellectual and spiritual growth of their communities. Teaching others, offering guidance and mentoring are all forms of generosity that have long-lasting and far-reaching impacts. Furthermore, generosity is not limited to grand gestures. Even small acts of giving are highly valued in Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Save yourself from hellfire even by giving half a date fruit in charity." This hadith underscores that every act of generosity, no matter how small, is significant and appreciated by Allah. It encourages Muslims to be mindful of opportunities to give, no matter their circumstances. The concept of generosity in Islam also encompasses the idea of hospitality. Muslims are encouraged to be hospitable to guests, treating them with respect and kindness. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "He who believes in Allah and the last day, let him honor his guest." This teaching promotes a culture of welcoming and caring for others, reflecting the values of compassion and generosity. Generosity in Islam also involves a sense of humility and selflessness. It requires one to give without expecting anything in return, purely for the sake of pleasing Allah. This selfless attitude is a hallmark of true generosity, as it focuses on the well-being of others rather than personal gain. It fosters a spirit of altruism and strengthens the moral fabric of society. Ultimately, the spirit of generosity in Islam is about giving from the heart. It is about recognizing the blessings one has received and sharing them with others, creating a ripple effect of kindness and compassion. By practicing generosity, Muslims can build stronger, more supportive communities and contribute to a more just and compassionate world. In recent days, the violent and brutal attacks in Palestine, especially in Gaza, are heartbreaking for everyone. One should not remain silent about this cruelty that kills innocent civilians and causes great suffering to children and families. We must clearly state that we stand against such abnormal humanitarian attacks and stand with our Palestinian brothers. My request to all brothers who watch this video is to support our Palestinian brothers. As announced by Free Palestine in the comments, we must make our voices heard in unity and solidarity and shout out our support against oppression. You can help more people reach it by subscribing to our channel, liking and sharing our video. I am waiting for your support to show our support to the oppressed and strong together. May God help our Palestinian brothers. Our prayers are direct. Let's not forget that the voice of an oppressed person can be the echo of the whole world. With greetings and prayers, the power of kindness in daily life. Kindness is a fundamental principle in Islam, embodying the essence of compassion and empathy towards others. It is not just an act, but a way of life that can transform our daily interactions and the world around us. The teachings of Islam emphasize the importance of showing kindness in every aspect of life, from our words to our actions, as a reflection of our faith and as a means to earn Allah's pleasure. One of the key aspects of kindness in Islam is the emphasis on good manners and respectful behavior. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is reported to have said, "The best among you are those who have the best manners and character." This highlights that true faith is reflected in how we treat others, regardless of their background, status, or beliefs. By practicing good manners, we can create a positive atmosphere that encourages mutual respect and understanding. In our daily lives, simple acts of kindness can have profound effects. Smiling at someone, offering a helping hand, or even listening attentively can brighten someone's day and foster a sense of community. Islam encourages these small gestures as they accumulate and contribute to a larger culture of compassion and empathy. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also said, "Do not belittle any good deed, even meeting your brother with a cheerful face." This reminds us that no act of kindness is too small, and each one has its value. Moreover, kindness extends to all of creation, including animals and the environment. Islam teaches that we should be merciful to all living beings. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, shared a story of a man who was forgiven his sins because he gave water to a thirsty dog. Such teachings underscore the importance of kindness to all creatures and highlight the interconnectedness of all life. Kindness also plays a crucial role in building and maintaining relationships. It fosters trust, reduces conflicts, and promotes harmony within families, communities, and society at large. When we approach others with kindness, we are more likely to receive kindness in return, creating a positive cycle of goodwill. This not only strengthens our bonds with others, but also enhances our own well-being. In challenging times, showing kindness can be especially impactful. It can provide comfort and support to those who are struggling and help build resilience within communities. Acts of kindness during difficult moments are a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the teachings of Islam, which call for compassion and solidarity. Ultimately, the power of kindness in daily life lies in its ability to make a lasting difference. It allows us to live in a way that aligns with our values and faith, and to leave a positive legacy that others will remember. By embodying kindness, we can inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that can transform our world. Compassion, connecting with others. Compassion is a central tenet of Islam, emphasizing the importance of empathy, understanding, and support for others. It is about feeling the pain of others and taking action to alleviate their suffering. Compassion in Islam extends beyond mere sympathy. It involves a deep sense of solidarity and a commitment to helping those in need, regardless of their background or beliefs. The Quran and Hadith provide numerous examples and teachings on the significance of compassion. One of the most frequently mentioned attributes of Allah is His mercy, with verses often beginning with, "In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate." This emphasis on Allah's compassion serves as a model for Muslims to emulate in their own lives. Muslims are encouraged to be merciful and compassionate in their interactions with others, reflecting the divine attributes. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a prime example of compassion in action. He showed immense kindness and empathy towards others, including those who opposed him. One famous example is the story of the woman who regularly threw garbage at the Prophet as he passed by her house. Instead of responding with anger or hostility, the Prophet showed compassion. When the woman fell ill and stopped her daily act of throwing garbage, the Prophet visited her to check on her well-being. His compassionate response not only surprised the woman, but also led her to reflect on her own behavior and ultimately embrace Islam. Compassion in Islam also involves taking care of the vulnerable and marginalized members of society. The Quran repeatedly urges believers to support orphans, widows, the poor, and the oppressed. Surah Al-Insan 76:8-9 says, "And they give food in spite of love for it to the needy, the orphan and the captive, saying, 'We feed you only for the countenance of Allah. We wish not from you reward or gratitude.'" This verse highlights the importance of selfless compassion, where the act of giving and helping others is done purely for the sake of Allah, without any expectation of reward or recognition. Acts of compassion can take many forms, from providing financial assistance and food to offering emotional support and companionship. Visiting the sick, comforting the grieving, and standing up for justice are all expressions of compassion that are highly valued in Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The believers, in their mutual love, mercy, and compassion, are like one body. If one part of it feels pain, the rest of the body responds with sleeplessness and fever." This metaphor illustrates the interconnectedness of the Muslim community and the collective responsibility to care for one another. Compassion also extends to animals and the environment. Islamic teachings advocate for the humane treatment of animals and the protection of the natural world. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever is kind to the creatures of God is kind to himself." This hadith encourages Muslims to show compassion towards all living beings, recognizing that kindness and empathy are integral to a righteous life. In today's world, where conflicts and divisions often prevail, the message of compassion is more relevant than ever. By practicing compassion, Muslims can bridge gaps, build understanding, and promote peace. Compassion fosters a sense of community and belonging, helping to create a more inclusive and supportive society. In conclusion, compassion in Islam is about connecting with others on a deep, empathetic level. It involves recognizing and addressing the needs and suffering of others, whether they are close to us or strangers. By embodying compassion, Muslims can reflect the divine attributes of mercy and kindness, creating a ripple effect of positive change in the world. Through compassionate actions, believers can strengthen their faith, build stronger communities, and contribute to a more just and harmonious world. Legacy: leaving a positive impact. Legacy in Islam is about the lasting impact one leaves on the world through actions, words, and contributions to society. It encompasses the concept of living a life that positively influences others and creates a ripple effect of goodness long after one has passed away. This idea of legacy is deeply rooted in Islamic teachings, encouraging Muslims to strive for excellence, contribute to the welfare of others, and leave behind a meaningful mark. The Quran and Hadith emphasize the importance of leaving a positive legacy. Surah Al-Kahf 1846 states, "Wealth and children are but adornment of the worldly life, but the enduring good deeds are better to your Lord for reward and better for one's hope." This verse highlights that while material possessions and family are important, it is the good deeds that have a lasting and eternal impact. These good deeds form the essence of a person's legacy. One way to leave a positive legacy is through acts of charity and philanthropy. Islam encourages giving generously to those in need and supporting community welfare. The concept of sadaqah jariyah, or continuous charity, is particularly significant. This refers to acts of charity that provide ongoing benefits, such as building a school, digging a well, or planting trees. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "When a person dies, all their deeds end except three: a continuing charity, beneficial knowledge, and a child who prays for them." This hadith underscores the enduring nature of these acts and their ability to continue benefiting others long after one's death. Beneficial knowledge is another crucial aspect of leaving a positive legacy. Sharing knowledge and wisdom can have a profound and lasting impact on individuals and communities. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, placed great emphasis on the value of knowledge, saying, "The best of you are those who learn the Quran and teach it." By imparting knowledge, whether it is religious, academic, or practical skills, individuals contribute to the intellectual and spiritual growth of others. This dissemination of knowledge creates a lasting legacy that can inspire and educate future generations. Raising righteous and well-rounded children is also an essential component of a positive legacy in Islam. Parents are encouraged to instill good values, ethics, and a strong sense of faith in their children. By doing so, they ensure that their positive influence continues through their offspring. The prayers and good deeds of a pious child can benefit the parents even after their passing, as highlighted in the hadith mentioned earlier. This intergenerational transmission of values and goodness is a powerful way to leave a lasting impact. In addition to personal actions, contributing to societal development and justice is a significant part of building a positive legacy. Islam advocates for social justice, equality, and the protection of human rights. Muslims are encouraged to work towards creating a just and equitable society, standing up against oppression and advocating for the rights of the marginalized. By engaging in such efforts, individuals can help shape a better world and leave a legacy of justice and compassion. Professional excellence and ethical conduct in one's career also contribute to a positive legacy. Islam teaches that work should be performed with honesty, dedication, and a sense of responsibility. By excelling in their professions and upholding high ethical standards, Muslims can make significant contributions to their fields and society at large. This professional integrity and commitment to excellence reflect positively on one's character and leave a lasting impression. Moreover, personal relationships and how one treats others play a vital role in shaping one's legacy. Acts of kindness, empathy, and support can leave a profound impact on people's lives. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The best of people are those who are most beneficial to others." By being a source of support and comfort, individuals can create a legacy of compassion and kindness that resonates with those they interact with. In conclusion, leaving a positive legacy in Islam involves a multifaceted approach that includes acts of continuous charity, sharing beneficial knowledge, raising righteous children, advocating for justice, excelling professionally, and nurturing compassionate relationships. It is about living a life that embodies the values of Islam and creates a lasting impact on others. By focusing on these aspects, Muslims can ensure that their influence extends beyond their lifetime, contributing to a better and more just world. Through their actions and contributions, they can leave behind a legacy that inspires and benefits future generations. Integrity, living with honesty and honor. Integrity is a cornerstone of Islamic ethics, encompassing the principles of honesty, honor, and moral uprightness. It involves adhering to ethical and moral principles consistently, regardless of the circumstances, and acting in ways that are just and truthful. In Islam, integrity is not only a personal virtue, but also a societal necessity, essential for building trust, fostering justice, and creating a cohesive community. The Quran and Hadith emphasize the importance of integrity in numerous verses and sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The Quran explicitly commands Muslims to be truthful and honest. Surah Al-Baqarah 242 states, "And do not mix the truth with falsehood or conceal the truth while you know it." This verse highlights the significance of honesty and the prohibition of deceit and dishonesty. Integrity, therefore, requires that Muslims speak the truth, fulfill their promises, and be trustworthy in all their dealings. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is described in Islamic tradition as Al-Amin, meaning the trustworthy. His life provides numerous examples of integrity in action. One such example is when he was entrusted with valuable goods by the people of Mecca, including those who were his adversaries. Even though they opposed his message, they trusted him because of his unwavering honesty and reliability. This exemplifies that true integrity earns respect and trust from others, even from those who may not share the same beliefs. Living with integrity also means fulfilling one's promises and commitments. The Quran emphasizes this in Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:1, which says, "O you who have believed, fulfill all contracts." Keeping promises and honoring agreements are fundamental aspects of integrity in Islam. This applies to all areas of life, including personal relationships, business transactions, and legal matters. Breaking promises or failing to fulfill commitments is seen as a serious moral failing. Integrity extends to financial dealings as well. Islam places a strong emphasis on fair and ethical conduct in business and trade. Cheating, fraud, and exploitation are strictly prohibited. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever cheats us is not one of us." This hadith underscores the importance of honesty in all commercial activities. Muslims are encouraged to conduct their business with transparency and fairness, ensuring that their actions do not harm others. Another important aspect of integrity is the courage to stand up for what is right, even in the face of adversity. Islam teaches that believers should be just and fair, even if it goes against their own interests or the interests of their close ones. Surah An-Nisa 4:35 states, "O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, witnesses for Allah, even if it be against yourselves or parents and relatives." This verse highlights the importance of justice and moral courage in upholding integrity. Moreover, integrity involves being consistent in one's values and actions, both in private and public life. It is not enough to appear honest and righteous in public while acting differently in private. True integrity requires that one's actions align with their beliefs and values at all times. This consistency builds a reputation of trustworthiness and moral strength, which is crucial for personal and communal harmony. The impact of integrity on society cannot be overstated. When individuals act with honesty and honor, it fosters an environment of trust and mutual respect. This, in turn, leads to stronger relationships, more effective collaboration, and a sense of security within the community. Conversely, a lack of integrity can lead to distrust, conflict, and societal breakdown. In conclusion, integrity in Islam is about living a life of honesty, honor, and moral consistency. It requires adhering to ethical principles in all aspects of life, fulfilling promises, conducting fair dealings, and standing up for justice. By embodying integrity, Muslims can earn the trust and respect of others, build stronger communities, and contribute to a more just and harmonious society. Through their actions, they reflect the values of their faith and set an example for others to follow. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploring the beautiful values of Islam and how they guide us in leading a life filled with kindness, generosity, compassion, integrity, and a lasting legacy. Remember, every small act of goodness contributes to a greater impact in our communities and the world. Let us strive to embody these principles in our daily lives and inspire others through our actions. May Allah guide us all in living a life that is truly missed and remembered for its positive impact. Until next time, stay blessed and take care. Salamun alaikum.